All right, good morning, y'all. I'm gonna do some AP macro practice in this. If I don't sound quite awake, it's because I'm just halfway through my coffee here. If you go to Google, just type in AP macroeconomics or just AP macro. If you scroll down to the second one, it's gonna say AP macroeconomics FRQ. You click that. And then if you scroll down the page, it says practice free response questions. I want you to click there. And then we left off with the 2012. So I click in 2012. I'm going to click free response questions. We did the long essay in the last video. I want you to come all the way down, and here's another good FRQ. It doesn't have anything with the Unit 6 stuff, which, again, will not be on the exam. So you're going to do the 2012, do number 3. I want you to pause the video here and go ahead and do this. All right, so number 3 says, assume the economy of Anderson Land is in long-run equilibrium with full employment. In the short run, nominal wages are fixed. Draw a correctly labeled graph of the short-run aggregate supply, long-run aggregate supply, and aggregate demand. Show each of the following: equilibrium output labeled Y1, equilibrium price level labeled PL1. All right, so it's in long-run equilibrium, so everything should be intersecting on the long-run aggregate supply. So that's really pretty easy. So you got Y1, PL1 respectively. In fact, if you go back to, it has the scoring guidelines. So if you look, right, this is how your graph should look at first. It should be everything intersecting here, right? So ignore this AD1, basically what they have here. Everything should be intersecting there. You got PL1, Y1, there you go. All right. Assume that there's an increase in exports from Anderson Land. On your graph in part A, show the effect of higher exports on the equilibrium in the short run, labeling the new equilibrium output and price level Y2 and PL2 respectively. Well, if you get an increase in exports, that's going to increase aggregate demand. All right, so you're going to shift that aggregate demand curve out. All right, you just saw that on the last, on this graph here. Right, so an increase in exports will shift aggregate demand to the right. All right. Based on your answer in part B, what is the impact of higher exports on real wages in the short run? Explain. All right, so this happened. All right, so they've told you nominal wages are fixed in the short run. You get an increase in aggregate demand. All right, if nominal wages are fixed in the short run, well, that means at PL1 you were making, say, $10 an hour, and PL2 you're making $10 an hour, right? So you're in the short run. Okay, look, you're not, here's the long run. You're in the short run. Your wages here are $10. Your wages here are $10. But the price, right, price level, the price of everything else has gone up in the economy. So your real wage has decreased. That's your explanation too. So if you just simply say nominal wages are fixed in the short run, because it's asking for an explanation, right? So they're saying explain. Nominal wages are fixed in the short run. Your explanation is, as aggregate demand increases, causing the price level of everything to increase, because nominal wages are fixed in the short run, the real wage has gone down because you cannot buy as much stuff as you did before. All right, your real wage has decreased. D says, as a result of the increase in exports, export-oriented industries in Anderson Land increase expenditures on new container ships and equipment. I feel like we did with this one recently, but it's a good review. What component of aggregate demand will change? Well, what are components of aggregate demand? Consumer spending, investment spending, government spending, net exports. Right? And they're saying what component of aggregate demand is going to change based on these export-oriented industries increasing expenditures. And here's the thing. They're trying to trick you. They keep throwing this word export out there, like exports, export-oriented industries, right? But it's the component of aggregate demand that's going to change is investment spending, right? Because they're spending money on physical capital. New container ships and equipment is physical capital. So you have businesses spending money on physical capital. That is the component of aggregate demand that's going to change. It's investment spending. What is the impact on the long-run aggregate supply? There is no change to the long-run aggregate supply. Look at their 1 point is earned for stating that the long-run aggregate supply curve. What? No, sorry, I messed up. Again, I'm halfway through my coffee. All right, here you go. 1 point is earned for stating that the long-run aggregate supply curve will shift to the right because the capital stock is increased. Yes, okay, so the only type of spending that will increase long-run aggregate supply is investment spending because businesses are becoming more productive. Sorry, I was thinking in my head consumer spending. Businesses have become more productive. If businesses become more productive, that shifts your production possibilities curve. That's going to shift your long-run aggregate supply curve. I think they are asking for an explanation there, are they? Yes. Okay, so they're saying explain. So if businesses become more productive, the economy grows. That's economic growth. That's that production possibilities curve shifting out. They say capital stock. You could just say shift to the right because of the increase in physical capital that businesses have, or the increase in productivity due to the increase in physical capital. Something along those lines would have been fine. All right, so that's 2012 number 3. We'll stop there, and that'll be AP Macro today.